Hi, I'm Todd Repass. I'm in Wythe County and I have started a silvopasture project. The main goal for us was to not use our tractor more than we had to. So we tried to create rotational grazing, electric fences, and those things that we can do without starting the tractor. The other goal was to produce and eat our own beef. My primary motivation at first was to have a windscreen, and that was kind of where my research began, was around the windscreen and what could I do to make a microclimate on my farm. And then I got into different things that people have tried and different experiments, and that's when Silvopasture came into play. I'm an engineer. I've got a surveying friend, and we surveyed in the lines so we had good straight lines for planting the trees. We talked a lot about tree species. I really like the locusts because they grow fast. That would get me my shade and be able to get the cattle in sooner. We talked with the Forestry department. They have programs for walnut trees. So through the Forestry department, the walnut tree saplings were donated. And then the pines that we put on either side of the tree lines were to train the locust and the walnut. That was the thought process, and the research really backed that up. The key factor for me to get this done was actually talking with the Forestry department and with John Fike and some others through the research that Virginia Tech's done. At what age of the tree can you introduce livestock? At that time, we had owned this place for 3 years, and I just made the decision of, if I don't plant it, it's not going to happen. We just kind of jumped into it wholeheartedly to make it happen. One of the cool things I found about Silvopasture is not only the windscreen meets my initial goal, but then the introduction of shade into my fields, and where it was just a regular hay field for years, I can move my cattle and on hot days put them in those shade trees. They actually graze more. They do get into the shade, but they also, even in the hot part of the day, they're out grazing, which is a lot different than I found in the past, where they would mostly stay in the shade all day and then come out and graze either in the morning or late at night. You can hear the birds. We've actually got a group of owls in our silo now. Since we've done the silvopasture and all the trees and even the tall grass in between when we planted and when the cows got in there was a lot more rabbits, a lot more insects and birds and everything else. The best advice I can say is try it and plant it now. The longer you wait, the less time it is to grow a tree. I was interested in what my son said is, he said, one day this is going to look really cool, Dad. Well, you just kind of have to let it do its thing. And now we've got trees that are, 15, 20 feet tall, enormous amount of shade. I still have half my field that's not silvopasture to do hay and other things with. Now that we've been established, we're slaughtering our own beef every year, and that's meeting that part of the goal. And the kids are involved. They get to do the rotationally grazing with the electric fence and things. So it's been really good.